Hello, everybody. Hello, hello. Welcome to YB Entertainment TV. Please make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share. I had to come back real quick. Hit the notification bell. That way you're updated each and every time I'm uploading something new. Hopefully you guys can hear me. I'm about to lay down. That's why you can't and won't see me. Okay. But I needed to come back and I needed to address this real quickly because I think the whole conversation piece of my review of the episode 5 of G Status ATL Hustle, the conversation got so convoluted and we really got on top of the topics of, race, you know what I'm saying, and hate. And we got into that conversation, which was much needed, much needed. But I don't want to take away, and I touched on it a little bit, but I don't think I expounded on it enough because I also want to give certain, I don't want to say fair because there's different levels to what the fuck took place during that episode. Obviously the race factor is way more risque than being called, faggots, being having saying getting your dick chopped off. I don't ever want anyone to say that, okay, two wrongs just don't make a right. And it's all fucked up. But I touched on it a little bit because I am going to have a Yes God roundtable where we are going to have this conversation of it seems like the LGB community and all the other letters besides the T, they rise up against the T. There is a lot more abuse that happens to our trans sisters, hello God, that is done and perpetuated by us, the gays in the community. You'll hear story after story from the trans girls saying, yes, straight black men do treat them like shit, but at the same time, they receive probably way more backlash and way more hatred from their own, from what we should be considered their own. So I forgot to bring this up and really just hit this how I wanted to hit it because I don't ever want anyone to think that we're going to sit here and read down Delicious and we're gonna talk and not negate the fact that Four has called this girl a tranny dozens of times, since he's been introduced onto the show, since the Hibachi Grill. Blatant disrespect from Hakeem, blatant disrespect from Charlie, and especially in heated moments. But one thing I will say, when we are in the midst of battle, hello, God, when we are in the midst of battle, we say things that we want to hurt. We want to crush our opponent in the midst of battle. So that's why I didn't want to too much stay on these subject matters too long, because when we are in battle, we are trying to cut each other. That is the point of it all. But at the end of the day, I don't want anyone saying, oh, we're showing, let me speak for myself, that I'm showing a certain level of something here where it should be everywhere. No. Because there's a struggle on every front that we deal with in our community as LGBT members and also as Black people. It's a different type of struggle because we're over here trying to balance multiple worlds that have different sets of rules for how people like us should be living our lives. So God only knows the struggle of the trans experience. But that, again, will be on a episode of the Yes God Roundtable. I will let you guys know when that is going to be happening. I'm working on trying to get some people to be a part of this discussion, because I do think there is something to talk about when we look at the mistreatment of our trans sisters in the community. So I think it's important that we walk away with this also. But again, I think it's different because with Charlie's situation, we recognize the immediate remorse for what he said. We recognize that. Okay. But with this situation with Delicious, there was multiple situations where you're being called into question. And then now we get to the lynching point. That's where the question is pulling your ass to the altar. So I don't want people to think, oh, we're just ganging up on Delicious. We're just ganging up on the trans girl. No, that's not the case here. That's not what I'm doing. And I don't believe that's the nature of anybody else that's been looking at that. Actually has not been the topic of discussion. The fact remains that you said something that was racially insensitive, a derogatory term, especially in the height of what's going on today in our climate. So, bitch, That's what we're focused on. But I did look a little bit the playback, and I'm thinking to myself, like, I don't want people to get on here and think that we're just out. No, because that's not how I'm doing things on my platform, and that's not what the Justice League is about. Okay, we love everybody and we appreciate everybody, and again, speaking for myself, I know I do. Okay, and I want everybody to feel like they have a safe space to come to. I understand after all the shade and after all the read down, girl, but expect it when we're talking like this and we're using wordage and having conversation pieces surrounding anything can happen, bitch. Anything can happen. This is a touchy subject matter. So you have to be prepared. Like I said in my last slide, be prepared for what may come after, girl. If you feel comfortable doing that and saying those things, girl, by all means. But anytime after that, you got to face the consequences, baby. It may be welcomed in Cali, but in Atlanta, they don't play that. So I just wanted to come on here and say this has nothing to do with us coming down on Delicious more because she is of the trans experience. That has nothing to do with it. If anything, our intention, our intent would be to protect, but it's hard to protect when we have a situation that is developed such as this. So I just wanted to come on here and do that little PSA real quick because I felt that to be very important because I have trans friends, I have trans associates, and I love the community. I'm not going to lie. At one point, and still to this day, I'm still very ignorant to the trans experience. But that's why I like to have open dialogues with people that come from all walks of life. That way, I can at least try to put myself in their shoes, or at least come along a little bit for their journey to have some type of sympathy, understanding, so that we can try to build the bridges of unity that our community so desperately needs. And that is why I created the Yes God Roundtable, and that is exactly what I'm going to be striving for. And I hope everybody else is trying to strive for that learning and understanding and togetherness. We're all at fault in some fucking way, people. We have to really step outside of ourselves. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we really got to. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna jump off of here real quick. I have to go to bed. I acknowledge everybody in the chat coming through. I love you guys so much, but I just wanted to leave you guys with this. Okay, I love each and every one of you. I appreciate you, and you guys have a blessed and never stressed day. Okay, all right now, take care. Bye, y'all.